James Wilson said that what distinguishes an American is a love of liberty and a love of law. The James Wilson Institute's project is to explore the question of what is law and what is liberty rightly understood.
The lawyers and judges who simply take it upon themselves to weigh in a serious way the evidence and the principled reason that could explain the rightness or the justification of those laws, they are doing all and as much as a jurisprudence of natural law would require.
What the James Wilson Institute and its scholars and its programs try and do as much as possible is try and test in the most demanding ways the substantive justifications for the laws that we have.
The Institute equips us, future judges, legislators, professors, and advocates, with a deep understanding of that true liberty and true law, and the persuasive power to lift up our fellow Americans from the troubled and confused times we live in.
Being with the James Wilson Institute, you see how judges can actually apply legal reasoning, how judges can approach questions on the basis of what is right and wrong. And you don't hear that in the legal curriculum anymore. You don't hear, is there a way to make principled decisions about the law? You see judges saying, well, our principles are, do we do something or do we do nothing? It's not about if we do something, do we do something that's right or wrong? And that's absent from most conservative arguments you hear in the 21st century.
A seminar in natural law really calls us to be honest about what we're doing, and I think actually will allow a more honest and productive conversation on both sides of a political question.
It is not a theory of natural law we're invoking. It's not a theory. We're invoking those same axioms that come to us from common sense. Most people understand it makes no sense to cast moral judgments on people for things they were powerless to affect.
A good constitutional law professor will maybe give you the overall scheme and philosophy of constitutional law, government, and the authority and rule of law. But one thing this set of seminars has done is it bears down and actually bores into a different reality, which is what are the first principles that all of this, the structure, the power of government, and popular sovereignty, what are the principles that all of these things rest on as a foundation?
Some of these same questions of the logic of law and first principles really have important things to say about how we think through and solve our sort of everyday legal problems.
The seminars have really forced me to address issues that often get papered over in legal reasoning.
The conversation always comes back to how do we use the natural law to inform positive law. And this week was helpful both in expanding those ideas and in learning to maybe let go of the positive law a little bit and really dive into the substance of those rights.
What we're always trying to do throughout the fellowship is insert a lens into each of our fellows, and this lens is a way of approaching the law anew.
The seminar has really altered my own personal approach to legal reasoning by encouraging me and showing me how to confront those deep issues that present themselves regardless of the existing state of law.
When the Institute engages with the first principles of our law, it engages with the deep philosophy that underlies the claims of right. And it makes us very unique.
We're not only taking this wisdom away from the lectures, but have been introduced to a world and a set of resources that we probably were not aware of before.
Does an idea comport with the moral law that undergirds and legitimizes our Constitution and body of statutes? We would understand that just because a legislature passes a law according to the proper procedures, that doesn't necessarily make it legal. What makes a law legal is its alignment with the natural law. The founders understood this, Lincoln understood this, Martin Luther King understood this, and the James Wilson Institute understands it and is doing everything it can to revive it.